I still remember the exact moment my instincts told me to leave. It wasn't fear. It wasn't panic. It was something quieter, heavier, the kind of feeling that crawls up your spine and settles behind your eyes, whispering that something is very wrong. Her name was Emily. At least that's what her profile said. I matched with her on Bumble late one Sunday night. Her pictures were simple. No filters, no heavy makeup, no exaggerated poses. Just a woman with dark hair, a soft smile, and the kind of eyes that looked calm instead of rehearsed. She worked in communications, liked hiking, and hated loud bars. That last part stood out to me. We talked for a week, normal conversations. Nothing rushed, nothing sexual. She never pushed boundaries, never tried to move the conversation off the app too quickly. Honestly, it felt safe, too safe. We agreed to meet at a small Italian restaurant tucked into a quiet part of town. Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Her suggestion. When I arrived, the parking lot was nearly empty. Inside, the restaurant was dimly lit and almost silent, save for soft music and the clinking of silverware. I texted her, "I'm here." No reply. 5 minutes passed, then 10. I told myself she was late. Traffic, work, life happens. At 15 minutes, the hostess asked if I was waiting on someone. I told her yes. She checked the reservations. No one named Emily. By 25 minutes, embarrassment crept in. People glanced at me. I checked my phone again. Still nothing. That's when he approached me. He didn't come from outside. He didn't come from the bar. He appeared beside me like he'd been there the whole time. Mid-40s, heavy build, dark hoodie pulled too far forward. His face looked unfinished, like something about it didn't sit right. He said my name. I hadn't told anyone my name. "I'm Emily's brother," he said calmly. "She's not feeling well. Didn't want to cancel." I asked why she hadn't texted me. He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. Phone died. He told me she lived close by, that she still wanted to meet me, that she asked him to bring me back. Every part of me screamed no. I said I'd walk. He stepped slightly in front of me, not threatening, not aggressive, just deliberate. "She really doesn't like being disappointed," he said. That was the moment I left. I didn't run. I didn't argue. I walked past him and out the door. As I pulled out of the parking lot, I saw him standing under the streetlight, watching my car until I disappeared. I thought that was the end. I was wrong. At 11:47 p.m., my phone buzzed. A message from Emily's profile. "Why didn't you come?" My stomach dropped. I told her everything. The man, the restaurant, the brother. She replied instantly. "I don't have a brother." Then nothing. Her profile vanished. At 1:12 a.m., someone tried to log into my email, then my bank, then my Instagram. I changed everything. The next day, an unknown number texted me. "You should have trusted me." I blocked it. More numbers appeared. Different area codes. Same tone. "You were supposed to come. Now it's harder." One message used my full legal name. That night, someone knocked on my apartment door, twice. When I looked through the peephole, the hallway was empty, but I heard footsteps walking away. Days later, I found a folded piece of paper tucked under a dumpster handle behind my building. Inside was a printed photo. Me, standing in the restaurant, looking at my phone, taken from outside. On the back, 3 letters were written. Next time. I moved. I changed my number. I deleted every dating app. Sometimes, late at night, I still wonder what would have happened if I followed him. And I'm certain of one thing. That profile wasn't fake to trick me. It was bait. And someone was waiting for me to disappear. Friday nights used to calm me. That sounds stupid now, considering what happened. But back then, Friday meant noise, people, lights, things that made you feel less alone. That's why I didn't question it when Lauren matched with me on Hinge. Her profile was solid. Videos, candid photos, friends tagged. She worked in graphic design and joked about being terrible at pool. We talked for a few days and she suggested an arcade bar downtown. Public, busy, safe. At least that's what I thought. She went quiet the entire week after agreeing. No messages, no replies. I assumed she ghosted me. Then, 30 minutes before the date, I got a text. On my way. I almost didn't go, but curiosity won. When I pulled into the parking lot, something felt off immediately. It was a Friday night, but the bar looked dead. Only 2 cars. The neon sign flickered like it was struggling to stay alive. I parked near the entrance and checked my phone. A text came through instantly. Car, trouble. I'm around back. The back of the building bordered a tree line. No lights, no parking spots, just dumpsters and woods. I called her. 1 ring, voicemail, another text followed. Please come help me. My hands hovered over the steering wheel. Every instinct screamed at me to leave. I texted back, this doesn't feel right. I'm going. I put the car in reverse. That's when movement exploded from the shadows. 2 figures sprinted from behind the bar. They wore ski masks. They weren't shouting. They weren't waving weapons. They were fast. I floored it. Something slammed into my car as I peeled out. I didn't stop until I was home, shaking so hard I couldn't turn the key properly. Later, I found the damage, a massive dent in my trunk, like something heavy had been thrown with intent. Police couldn't do much. No plates, no cameras, no suspect. Lauren's profile vanished. What haunts me isn't the ambush, it's the timing. They were already waiting, which means the date was never the plan. I was. The year I met him, my life was already cracking at the edges. I was preparing for one of the most important exams of my life, stuck in a cramped city condo with 3 friends who were just as exhausted and emotionally frayed as I was. Every day felt the same. Wake up tired, study, until my eyes burned, pretend I wasn't panicking, sleep for a few hours, repeat. Loneliness creeps in quietly when you live like that. That's when Daniel appeared. We met online. I don't even remember which app anymore. What I remember is how easy he was to talk to. His messages were calm, funny, never overwhelming. He didn't love bomb me. He didn't rush. He didn't flirt aggressively. He listened. Soon, we were talking every night. Long calls that stretched past midnight while I lay in the dark, staring at the ceiling fan spin. His voice became familiar, comforting. It felt like having someone sit beside you without actually being there. There was just one thing. I never saw his face. He said his phone had been stolen during a night out, claimed his laptop camera was broken. At first, I believed him. Technology fails. Life happens. I didn't want to be paranoid. But then came the pattern. Every time the conversation softened, every time there was emotional closeness, he would push things in a sexual direction. He asked for explicit photos, repeatedly. I said no, firmly. I told him I wasn't comfortable. He'd apologize. He'd back off. And then, like clockwork, he'd ask again the next day. When I refused, his tone changed. He'd sulk. He'd guilt-trip me. He'd say things like, if you trusted me, you would. Or, other girls don't have a problem with this. It felt manipulative, but I couldn't fully explain why. The biggest red flag came when I tried to meet him. Every single time I suggested it, he had an excuse. He was busy. He wasn't in the city. He had errands. He was sick. Soon, always soon. My friends noticed before I admitted it to myself. They asked why he never showed his face, why he avoided meeting, why he demanded intimacy but offered none in return. I defended him again and again, until December. In a moment of misplaced hope, I invited him to spend Christmas with my family. To my shock, he agreed immediately. No excuses, no hesitation. For the first time, I thought maybe everything would, finally, make sense. The night before he was supposed to come, he called me. He was crying. His breathing was uneven, shaky, like he was panicking. Then he said the words that turned my stomach to ice. "I'm not who you think I am." He confessed everything. The photos weren't him. The name wasn't real. The life he described never existed. When he sent me a photo of his real face, something inside me collapsed. He looked nothing like the man I'd imagined. Older, hardened. His eyes felt wrong. Suddenly, all the pressure for explicit photos made sense. I told him it was over. That's when he snapped. He accused me of being shallow, then begged, then blamed, then cried. Emotional whiplash in real time. And then he asked something that still makes my skin crawl. "Please, let me stay with your family for Christmas. I already told my parents I wouldn't be home." I blocked him. I thought that was the end. Months passed. Life stabilized. I healed. Then one night I posted an Instagram story, a simple selfie. Minutes later I got a message request from him. I didn't open it. Then another arrived. I opened the chat. There was a photo, the front of my parents' house, taken in real time. My parents weren't home. I locked every door and called the police. While I was on the phone, someone started pounding on the door, screaming my name. Police arrived within minutes. They arrested him outside. He was holding a knife. Sometimes I wonder how long he'd been watching me. And I realize the scariest part wasn't that he lied. It was that he waited. I didn't trust dating apps anymore, but loneliness has a way of lowering your standards. That's how I ended up on Hinge. Jenna matched with me within days. She was attractive. Dark hair, athletic build, confident smile. She asked for my Instagram early, saying she hated checking dating apps. Her profile looked real enough. Thousands of followers, gym selfies, mirror pics, no tagged photos. But I ignored it. We agreed to meet that night. I arrived early and sat at the bar, recognizing the bartender. I felt relaxed. That didn't last. A man sat next to me, mid to late 30s, patchy beard, slightly overweight, too close. He wouldn't stop talking. I checked my phone. Jenna hadn't read my messages. Her profile felt wrong now. No female friends, just men in the comments. I checked Hinge. Her profile was gone. I asked for the check. As I stood up, the man grabbed my wrist, hard. He leaned in close and whispered, "I'm Jenna." I felt sick. I yanked free and left. At home, I tried to forget it. Then something slammed into my bedroom window. A voice whispered my name, over and over. The next morning, there was a note taped to the glass. "I'll be watching you." I moved out 3 days later, because some catfish don't want love. They want proximity.